Sir, Professor DALISAY.
Basta.
How are you doing?
Mabuti.
Good. Wow. A professor for creative writing, sir. How long have you been teaching creative writing?
Dito sa UP,
Yes, sir.
since 1984. So, malapit na rin magka-10 taon.
Wow. And then so far, na-enjoy niyo naman po siguro yung pagtuturo.
Teaching to me is a duty. It's not. Parts of it are fun, but
Yeah.
it's not something I particularly love. I must admit. But I try to do it the best I can.
Great. Good. And sir, so far, sir, ano po yung most recent work natin in terms of mga dula?
Sa dula, matagal na akong dito sulat ng dula eh. I've written maybe about 20 plays or so, but tumigil ako sa dula early 2000s, and I think the last one was yung dalawang dula na Anino.
Yeah.
At Buting Babae ng Timog.
Yes, sir.
And I think that was probably it.
The most recent works, right? But what made you stop?
May mga iba akong pinagkakabalahan eh. Tapos, interesado ako magsulat ng nobela.
Wow.
Ng short stories. As you know,
Yeah.
mainly naman ngayon talagang nasa fiction sa English ang trabaho ko. Although I did start as a playwright in Filipino. Para sa akin, pare-pareho lang naman yan eh. They have their own unique challenges and opportunities. Ang hirap kasi sa dula, hindi nagtatapos sa pagsusulat ang trabaho mo. Kailangan mo maghanap ng producer, ng director, at syempre pag nalipat na sa kanila yun, they can do with it as they want, which should be the case. Tapos hindi mo pa alam kung ano magiging reaction ng mga manonood mo if ever you get a production. Kasi maraming dula dito sa atin, hindi mo lang nagpo-produce.
That's true.
Swerte na nga kung ako medyo maswerte ako dyan at may mga dula akong especially noon popular sa mga kolehiyo, kaya maya may natatanghal akong trabaho. Pero mas madalas na eto magsusulat kang dula tapos hindi mo rin, lalo na sa mga batang mandudula, hindi na nila makikita yung itatanghal sa entablado.
That's true. So, is this the same, sir, with the saying na medyo challenging yung paggawa ng dula? Because right after making it, you still need to look for someone who can produce it. Unlike making novels or writing.
Yeah, I mean, siyempre sa nobela, maghanap ka pa rin ng publishers. Pero, I mean, your job on the aesthetic side is more or less finished. Some directors want rewrites and they want you to work with them. Not all, but some do. So, I mean, a playwright's work in a sense is never done. And every new production brings new something new.
Yeah.
Whereas I find that if I write a novel, then I'm the writer, the director, the producer. I mean, I'm the actor, cinematographer, and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I also wrote maybe about 25 film scripts. So isang aspekto pa yun ng trabaho ko na may kinalaman din sa susulat ng dula. Pero tinigil ko rin yun around that time, 2003 or so, dahil na I suppose at the end of the day, I'm basically a private person, and I suppose I don't work too well with groups, and get along with people. But as far as my vision is concerned, mas gusto ko yung nakikita kong dire-diretso the way I would like things to be, which you can't do in a collaborative medium like theater or film.
Right. Now, in terms of plays, sir, are you strict in following yung outline niyo po ng dula ninyo when it comes into stage?
Hindi man ako nag-outline. Kahit sa nobela, hindi ako nag-outline. You work your way through by feel and see where it goes. And the work becomes more organic that way. Kesa napredict mo na kung saan pupunta yan.
Yeah.
You have some idea of the plot and some sense of character, but like I always say, you never really know until you write it down what's going to happen. And I suspect that's the way things should be.
And does it mean that it is your style, sir? It's very malaya, kumbaga?
Actually, ang mga trabaho ko naman, I mean, if you look at them, they're very conservative. They don't break new ground. I think they're just some people have said that they're pretty tightly organized. They're very structured, but all of that is internalized, and it's not because I plan things out right at the start.
So probably that's your technique, very free, very impromptu maybe, sir.
Yeah, pero impromptu yan na pinaghahanda mo yan ng maraming taon.
Wow.
You have to have a natural feel for where the situation will go, and that means you understand people and what they do and how they think and why they do things that they never thought they would do, which is what makes them interesting.
That's true. That's true. In terms of inspiration, sir, do you get inspiration maybe from your family, on your other hobbies, in writing, your play?
Everything to me, everything is inspiration. Everything is material. The more common, the better. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
I don't go to other galaxies or other time zones. In my work, I hardly even go abroad. I mean, I go abroad quite a bit, but my work is very domestic. It's very here and now. Because both in drama and in fiction, but I suppose more in my fiction. My drama, I mean, I have quite a few historical dramas, but I really think the challenge of writing is to deal with what seems to be ordinary, and to find the extraordinary in it, rather than invent new worlds and so on. And nothing against sci-fi, I enjoy sci-fi, but I think the bigger challenge lies in looking at what's right in front of you and trying to see what you've never seen before, even if you've looked at it 10, 20 times before. So I deal with ordinary people. In fact, gusto ko yung mga maliliit na tao, hindi mga donya. Mga simpleng tao lang. Because kahit sinabi natin simpleng tao yan, komplikado yan. So that's what I try to look for. Ano yung mga komplikasyon sa buhay ng mga karaniwang tao.
That's for sure. And I'm taking note of what you just said, sir. The more common, the better. That's very interesting talaga, sir. How about rituals, sir, before writing or while writing your playwright?
Wala naman. I consider myself by this time, or I have been a professional, which means I should be able to write under any circumstances.
Does it mean you write during pag tahimik or matao? Do you close yourself?
Pwede ko namang i-isolate ng sarili ko kahit sa magulong environment. Siyempre, ideally gusto mo yung tahimik, secluded na. But actually, the way I work, laging may bukas na TV.
Wow.
I have one other computer turned on into surfing now, sa internet. I suppose I can't, hindi mo na nakatrabaho in complete silence or isolation. I want some kind of static going on. I mean, I've trained myself to work in very difficult circumstances. So I don't think writers should be necessarily pampered or baby. That's fun too, and I've enjoyed all kinds of fellowships in dreamy places. But my best work never really came out of that. It came out of writing on the run and beating deadlines and messy stuff. But that's again, that's part of the texture of real life.
Wow, interesting, sir. So, and I believe that makes it your works more creative.
Well, whatever creative means.
Do you have any unpublished works right now, sir? Or are you doing on something new? Are you
I'm always working on something. My third novel that will take another couple of years. I'm working on 3 commissioned biographies. That's really my business. I write biographies for other people.
Wow.
But in all of these things, my training in drama has helped a lot, because it tells you how to compose scenes, when to use dialogue, and so on. So kahit sa fiction, malaking pakinabang ang fiction or non-fiction, malaking pakinabang ang backgrounds pagsusulat ng dula.
Sir, you just said about biographies. Meron na ba, sino sa tingin mo yung ginawan mo ng biography na, I would say, the best biography you made for that person? Or may mga personalities po ba na famous personalities?
Yeah, quite a few. Maybe Washington C-Sip is the most famous of them.
Really?
The Lava brothers, who were all communists in the 1940s. Udi Cuenca, who was Marcos crony. So interesting people.
Really?
Very different backgrounds.
Sir, among your works in terms of play, ano po yung pinaka-favorite mo?
Maybe the last ones, Animo, Buting Babae ng Timog. There was another one, Mac Maliksi, TNT. These were, especially Buting Babae ng Timog and Mac Maliksi, they were actually comedies. I don't do those very often. People don't associate me with comedy, but I think they work pretty well.
Yeah.
And both of those plays were takeoffs from other plays, like Buting Babae ng Timog is a takeoff from Good Woman of Sichuan by Bertolt Brecht, and Mac Maliksi TNT took off from The Beggars, from Three Penny Opera, also by Brecht. So I like to do these things where you rework or you adapt old material and see how it applies to this country and this society and these people.
Alright. Well, sir, sa tingin niyo po, ano po yung pinakamabentang genre ngayon? Or ano ng dula?
Yung tatawagin mong dula ay siyempre pelikula. Which in many cases still starts out with a script. Pero para sa akin, basically, in theater as we know it, it's not dead, but it's not all that alive either. It's become limited to schools and you know some wealthy enclaves.
Centers, CCP.
Siyempre, because it costs a lot to produce a play. Even a simple play will set you back many thousands of pesos. So again, that's one reason why I would much rather write stories. Wala ka namang unan dyan. Ano lang, you know.
Papel lang.
You start away at a screen. And that's it. So sa play, dahil dadaanan pa dyan.
That's true. And we have this perception, lalo na po yung mga karaniwang tao po na pag sinabing play, pang mayayaman lang yan, pang class lang yan, hindi po ba? Do you agree with that?
Yun na nga kasi nangyari dahil wala namang halos libreng palabas silang mapuntahan. Naputol na yung connection ng Dula sa Masay.
That's true.
Hindi gaya na tuwing pista may siyempre may nagbabayad din may sponsor, pero nawala na yung tradition na may mga libreng dula para sa karaniwang tao. Kaya hindi na kapagtataka na isipin nila na ang teatro ay pangmayaman na lamang.
But do you still hope, sir, o naniniwala po ba kayo na may pag-asa pang buhayin muli ang
depende yan sa gobyerno, sa mga gusto mag-sponsor ng dula. I mean, I hope for the sake of Philippine theater that someone or something does revive the growth of theater here. Like it was very much alive when I was starting out in the mid-70s. Laging may production sa CCP, ang daming nag-produce ng dula nun. But since then, it's kind of dropped, I think. Although may mga bagong playwrights pa rin tayong lumilitaw.
Very seldom.
Pero bihira nga na may makikita akong dula na
Produced.
Talagang maalala mo na. Because again, the theater is really not something you consciously look forward to anymore. Which is a sad thing. But I mean, I'm not holding my breath. I don't have all that much time left myself, so I'll work where I can, get maximum effect, and that's probably in fiction and non-fiction. Rather than drama.
So I'd say your new interests, ano po ba yung mga bago yung interest in terms of writing, like comedy?
Hindi mo mga bago yan. I've been writing for 40 years.
So you can write any
I just switch from one genre to another. I don't have favorites. Really. Para sa akin, pare-pareho lang yun. They're just jobs. One kind or another. Mas gusto ko lang siguro ang fiction kasi nobody tells me what to do there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, maybe hardly anybody reads fiction either. So it's not like I get all that much satisfaction out of it, or even earn much out of it. So I mean, it's in this country, if you're a writer and you expect to live by writing, you have to be able to do a whole range of things and not just one thing.
And I think in order for you to be successful, sir, di po ba?
Yeah, although in success,
there's many definitions.
and when you're there, I mean, when you work, you don't really think about it. It's Of course, people will say you're successful. I suppose I am, but it just happens that one day you've done this much, and maybe that's good enough. But there's always another job to do. I think pinagkaiba ko nga sa marami ibang manunulat o tuturo dito. Para sa akin, susulat hindi it's not a matter of love. I mean, I love doing it. I love some parts of it more than others, but again, basically to me, it's a job. If I don't do it, I don't eat. So it's not something I look at romantically. I have a very practical view of writing. I mean, I haven't lost my sense of wonderment and beauty and all that, but that's all within an understanding that you need to do this or else. Because I don't have a fallback position. I mean, some people have other jobs, rich wives or inheritances or whatever. I don't have any of that. So my writing has to be my living.
And how much do you earn, sir? For example, can we ask that? A range of up to how much?
Well, I don't think it's it's all that important to bring up. But I earn enough.
Enough, just
I earn enough. I probably earn a whole lot more than most of the writers, but that's because I also do a whole lot more. I write all kinds of things that they won't touch. But again, I've always started out as a professional. Even in my late teens, I was already working for a newspaper. So that's the frame within which I think you should locate my playwriting. Playwriting for me is another medium within which I could explore and discover things. It's been fun, but I also realize its limitations, and so it's not something that it's not the only thing that I would describe myself by. The way some people say I'm so and so and I'm a poet. I don't say I'm so and so and I'm a playwright. I don't even call myself a novelist. I'm just a writer of a lot of different things.
Wow. Now, in terms of writing, sir, meron po ba kayong iniidolo na writer? Maybe here in the Philippines or
there's been
international
quite a few. Nabangit ko si Bertolt Brecht, the mga playwrights. Brecht, Chekhov. These are class. Chekhov especially is a very classic sort of writer. Tennessee Williams, I like. Among writers of fiction, people like John Updike, Rick Brillantes, of course, Nick Buckin.
Yeah.
So these are the people I look up to. And it's good to have people like them in mind. You'll never be as good as them, which is actually relaxing, because then you can stop competing against the gods and just be who you are, what you are. Yeah.
Meron po ba kayong ibang ginagawa bukod sa pagsusulat ng mga dula? Or bukod sa pagsusulat po, like maybe golfing or any other sports you be doing?
No, I don't play golf. I used to play badminton a lot, but can't do that anymore because problems with my bones. I do exercise. I exercise. I walk around the oval several times a week. I play a lot of poker. That's maybe my only vice. I collect fountain pens and all kinds of other things having to do with writing. But today, basically, aside from going out to play poker, I'm a homebody. I go out. I like it that way. I go out for a movie with my wife now and then. And We travel quite a bit. I suppose it's where all my money goes. You know, we travel cheap, take budget fares, but we like to do things together that, you know, 10 years from now we probably can't do.
Yeah.
If we're even around. So I don't have very little money in the bank, actually. And that's the way we prefer things. I mean, we live life to the fullest from day to day, and we have a daughter who's married. She lives in the States, and she's okay. So, I mean, happily so, and so.
Won't need to worry about.
We don't have too many worries left, which is a luxury. And so what I really do is I write and I play poker and play with my toys, which are my pens and my computers, and that's about it.
Wow. You know what, sir? I remember this writer's night last year. Yeah, and I saw you. The first time I saw you and the other writers, sabi po namin, napaka-class po talaga nitong gabing ito dahil napansin po namin mga nakasombrero pa po kayo. I mean, what's with the cap, sir? When did you start, you know, wearing that?
Well, this particular hat is pretty new, but I've always liked hats.
Yeah.
I've always had them, actually. I mean, we Filipinos have used to wear hats every day, not tigilan. But I mean, I've worn them more recently because my hair is thinned out a lot, and it's a practical accessory. When I play poker, it helps. I mean, it prevents you. It stops the glare from the lights, and your opponents can see it, can't look at your eyes. So it's more practical than you think.
Wow. Probably that's how we end the interview, sir.
Okay.
With the hat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Good luck.